Hi and a very warm welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking you through 3 of my favourite asters for October. I'm going to start with one of my favourite asters for October, and this one is Aster Calliope. So Aster Calliope, really vibrant aster. As you can see, got these lovely, vibrant lavender blue flowers. I'd say it's more like a lavender colour with these lovely yellow centres. Now this one can get to about 1.8 metres tall. Can be quite sprawly. He's not slender, he doesn't grow upright. He's quite, a bit of a sprawler. This is a really fantastic aster that has come into its own, I say, within the past week and a half. We are well into October now, and there's nothing more cheery than coming out into the garden and seeing this mass of flowers. You can't beat it. I love everything about this. Most of you that watch our videos will know that I tend to like the tall perennials, and this one does not disappoint. I like the flowers. I like the stems, even the colour of these stems. If you can try and get into this lovely, almost red, dark red kind of stem. Really lovely stem. I do like that. And I just think it just adds that bit of interest. In October, you will notice in your own garden and the gardens around you, everywhere you go, that things have really begun to die off. The early summer flowering perennials and spring flowering perennials died off a long time ago, but now everything seems to be looking as if it's coming to an end. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you plant perennials, and certainly aster is a great choice for colour this time of year. Obviously be careful of the type of aster that you choose. Make sure it's going to flower, this kind of time, so October time, because some are early flowering. I'll show you one that flowers early later and what it looks like now. But we'll carry on with this. I just love it. I think it fills this space quite dramatically, and I would recommend it. It's a really good doer. I just think it looks great and just adds that pop of colour, certainly from the house as well, because remember, if your garden, if your kitchen, all the rooms in the house, bedrooms and things, overlook the garden, this time of year you need to see something cheery outside. A lot of people comment on how, and say to us in person, how much, how they love the garden, our garden, at all times of the year, because there's always something interesting going on. But it's been well planned, it's been well thought out. It's not just a mix of just randomly buying plants that flower any time of the year. You need to really think about the times of year and what you want to see in the garden, and aster is a great choice for late flowering perennials. Now I want to move on to a real star. These have much smaller flowers, and this one is Aster Little Carlow. Now it's called Little Carlow. Beautiful small flowers. I love the way that they open up. There's masses of flowers. I love the way that they open up, but then they go from this yellow, and once they've been out for a while, they then turn to almost like this deep red. This will keep on flowering for some time yet. As I say, we're well into October. It looks great. It's usually much taller than this. Paul gave it what we call the Chelsea chop. And the Chelsea chop is something that we do around the time of the Chelsea flower show. And we did it with the purpose of creating a lower growing perennial in this space, because what we didn't want to do is have in this narrow bed all tall perennials. We needed a mix of heights, and giving it the Chelsea chop has allowed it to, I'd say it's much bushier than it usually is as well, and there's more flowers, and also the height has been minimized, and it's this is the height that we want. We didn't want it too tall next to the helianthus. We didn't want anything like this. We wanted it much lower, and that's what's happened. And it's filled the space, and the flowers are truly divine. They're so interesting, and there's so many of them as well. That's the thing, there's just so many flowers. It's one of those things, once you come out and you're looking at the shrub, at the bush itself, sorry, the bush, you just can't take your eyes off these almost thousands of flowers around you. They're so nice, really nice to look at. Again, it's a really great variety for October. This is the time when we want to see things just coming out in the garden, not everything coming to an end. There's so much in the garden. I was walking around before and I'm looking and thinking, oh, that's gone over or going over. And the asters are truly coming into their own now. There's a really special one. It's one of my favourites. I'm going to show you in a second. It's not actually in the garden yet. It's still in a container because we've been waiting for the right place to put it. Obviously, right plant, right place. As you can see, our garden's pretty full. There's lots of pots around with plants in and lots of baby plants ready to go in. We'll find spaces for things, but it's just finding that right space for this one. And this one is a variety called Winston Churchill. Really great. It's not too tall, Winston Churchill. Really nice variety, and I love the colour on this. You've got that pink flower going on there, really nice, with the lovely yellow centres as well. And it reminds me of something, this one, really special, because when I was little, ever since I can remember being a toddler, we used to come outside of my mum and dad's house on the main road just around the corner from us, and they had a huge clump of aster in the front, very similar to Winston Churchill, but it wasn't this variety. It was a lovely blue, a bit like almost that colour, so that lavender kind of blue flower, but in this style. And it was always prone, as this is as well, as you can see, to powdery mildew as well. This is a contender for powdery mildew, which asters can sometimes give way to, certainly these types of aster. And I just used to love it every year, look forward to this time of year, coming out October and seeing this beautiful aster in the front garden. I don't know whatever happened to it. I know they'd had some builders in once and I think it was just obliterated, I think. But it's very sad because I would have liked a big clump of that, but it's been gone a long time. But Winston Churchill is an amazing variety, really beautiful, and it will fill a space and gain height and form a huge, massive clump. So we want that in the garden, somewhere really special. But I just wanted to show you 3 of my asters for this time of year, for October. But what I do want to say as well is what I mentioned before. Over here, we have what used to be an aster, which flowered beautifully throughout the month of August and into September. You know, it was still going strong. It's called Aster Twilight. Now, Aster Twilight still has some really gorgeous flowers on. If we look through, right through into the bush there, you see the seeds dropping off, right through into the bush, that's what it looked like, okay, with the yellow centres. Really great one for August, this, okay, it comes into its own in August, but look at these beautiful as they turn to seed, and then look, as they get darker and darker, and they just disperse, they just drop away all over the place. But look, really nice aster for August. And you'll notice as well, I always comment on this, very different type of foliage as far as asters go as well. The foliage is quite unique. I really do like it. It's a good doer for August. Like I say, it's an early flowering aster. So if you're wanting an aster that is flowering at an earlier time because you don't come out into your garden, not everybody likes to stand here now, like I do, in October when it's quite cold outside, and it is actually cold. We've got sunshine around us. Don't be deceived, it is very cold. I'm almost shaking. So not everybody likes to do what we do and come outside and have a look around the garden when it's like this. It's a milder day, but it's still cold. And so some people, by the time October comes, they don't venture out into the garden, and that's okay. You can have an aster that flowers a little earlier. So we've got one for August there, but these 3, I mean, come on, what's not to like about that? Winston Churchill, we've got Aster Calliope, sorry, there. And we've got our Aster Little Carlow. I think if I had to choose a favourite, it would be Little Carlow. Although I do like the Winston Churchill flowers, I do like the colour and the way that it grows, and it's a bit more traditional. Again, Little Carlow, the foliage is quite different as well to your more traditional asters. But it's been going a long time, Little Carlow as well. It's just what I'm used to. I'm more used to the Winston Churchill. But this one, I'd say, is my favourite. It's filled the space, and giving it that Chelsea chop has really made the difference. And I think it's much more bushier because of it. This used to be over in the other side of the garden, and it was great, and obviously it was taller and all over the place, but it just wasn't as great as it is here. This is the perfect plant for the perfect place, and you can see how it's thriving. Next door we have the helianthus as well, the lemon queen. Now this again has come into its own. Some of the flower buds have gone over, but I'd say it's at its perfect time right now. And I say that because it seems to be more sprawly. Before it was a little bit more upright, now it's more sprawly. The flowers are, there's a real mix of flowers that have just opened, of flowers that have spent and gone over and are going to seed, as you can see right there. They've gone to seed already. So you're getting that real mix of colour. And I just think as well, if you're looking for anything additional to an aster, helianthus lemon queen is a really, really great choice. This does like, to be well watered. If it's, if you have a long hot spring, a long dry spring and summer as well, long hot summers, it does like a little bit of water at its feet, but yeah, it does the job. And look at the combo between the two. I think the yellow really does go well. And it just adds that vibrancy to the garden, which we need at this time of year. We really do need it. So I hope you've enjoyed my little talk about asters today, and hopefully some recommendations there for your garden. Thank you so much for watching. Could you please click the like button? Also, if you've not already subscribed, it's totally free to do so. Please subscribe to the channel. That way you get to see our videos as we release new content. And as I say, comments, drop them in the comments box below. And it's been really great to have you here. Also, share our videos on social media, or if you know anyone on WhatsApp that you want to send our videos to, please feel free to send them. It'd be great to get our message and our passion and enthusiasm for gardening out there to others as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I very much look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.